Hello, I'm Alida, your writing coach at Word Essential. Today's flash tip is about fooling ourselves. Sometimes, as writers, we fool ourselves. We know that when we want to advance the story, we need to use action in scene, not summary. Now, summary is one of the things we can accomplish when we write in narrative exposition, and it's a wonderful thing. It allows us to share with the reader the passage of time over a series of events very briefly. Say you've got a character in college, the character goes home for summer break, nothing much happens. You really want to pick up the story in September when he goes back to school. Joe spent his summer working for his father in the family business. On the weekends, he took his high school sweetheart to the drive-in, but they had both changed since they left home the previous fall. See there? 3 months passed in only 2 sentences. That is the power and beauty of narrative summary. Sometimes, however, a writer uses summary to cover material that advances the story and therefore ought to be written in scene. The reason writers don't realize they're doing this is because they disguise the summary as dialogue. Hence the fooling ourselves. When we disguise summary as dialogue, we've got a scene on the page. It's true. After all, there are 2 characters or more in a setting having a conversation. The thing is, that conversation only advances the story if it is revelatory. That is to say, if it reveals something new and interesting to the reader that changes things for the protagonist going forward. When the characters are having a conversation about something that happened off stage, something that is meant to advance the story, then that thing ought to be written in scene as it is happening. Now, suppose our college student Joe gets expelled after a night of drunken debauchery. While drunk, he encounters a professor who is particularly tough on him. Joe takes the opportunity to harass and belittle the professor. If the reader learns about this ill-fated night when a shamefaced Joe is explaining it to his father, then the writer has missed a great opportunity to create compelling drama. A reader should never learn about the protagonist's trouble when the protagonist tells another character about that trouble. The reader should experience the trouble along with the protagonist while it's happening in all of its terrible glory. Dialogue is in-scene action, except when a writer is using dialogue to tell the reader about something that really needs to be in scene. There are your keywords. If the character is telling another character, and therefore the reader, about something, go rewrite it. Now, sometimes there's a valid reason for action taking place off stage, and sometimes dialogue is a good way to share that action with the reader. Do not, however, trick yourself into believing you have action on the page just because characters are talking. If you fall for that one, you'll be presenting your reader with nothing more than an anecdote parading as a story. I hope that helps you take some wool from over your own eyes. Have a great writing day.